Flex that handyman muscle. Do you have a variety of things you do as a handyman? Kind of an assortment of maybe your favorite things to do, 10 or 15, 20 things you do? Well, if you're going to be a handyman, you'll have to learn how to do several different things. And a lot of this stuff doesn't take a lot of knowledge. It just takes a little elbow grease. One of the things I've done in the past is fallen tree limb removal. I had a house downtown that had mature trees in the yard, and whenever the wind would blow or snow would come in, rain, a lot of the times I had a big tree limb laying in the yard afterwards. And it happened so often that I put an ad in the paper in with my handyman business and advertising fallen tree limb removal. So I was very surprised to find out that most people around town had the same problem. And anyway, I was getting calls. I'd come out and cut up a tree limb. Now, these are not tree limbs you can drag to the curb and the trash people will pick up. These are big tree limbs. And it worked. I'd cut them up, haul them away. That was one thing I tried. Another thing in the business would be rotten wood replacement. Now, every house has a little wood on it that needs replacing, especially the bottom of exterior door frames. The molding at the bottom, it soaks up moisture if it's not kept caulked at the bottom. And most people let it go. They don't realize it until it starts rotting. And that's when they'll call me in. And also, I do a lot of overhang rotten wood replacement from gutter leaks, mostly, and it'll leak down on the wood and rot it out. So I do quite a bit of that. And if you're into it, there's a lot of room for doing bathroom floors, rotten wood on bathroom floors. Another thing that kind of goes along with the bathroom floors is toilet repair. So, you know, the toilet tank has working parts in it. Maybe the water's running constantly in your commode, and maybe all they need is a flapper replaced, or maybe you have to replace all the insides. Maybe the seal on the bottom of the toilet is leaking and you have to pick up the toilet and replace the wax seal. But it's a very common problem, and if you advertise this in with your business, you'll get many calls for it. It's just one of those things that sooner or later has to be fixed. And also gutter cleaning out people's gutters, and also gutter guards. I install a lot of gutter guards on gutters. You know, a lot of people don't want the leaves getting in and stopping the downspouts up. So, and gutter guards are pretty simple to put on if you don't mind being up on a ladder and working on heights. Another thing would be caulking. I advertise that I do caulking of windows and doors. There's lots of new homes out there. Well, I won't say new. They're a little bit older, or they wouldn't need caulking, but brick homes where the windows meet the brick, there has to be a small bead of silicone to seal that crack all the way around. And after many years, that silicone will have to be replaced. And that's when they call me in. You know, we do a lot of big homes, 2-story homes. The homeowner couldn't get up on most of those and replace that silicone. So they'll call me, and you know, that's where a ladder stabilizer comes in handy, and you can just put it on the end of your ladder, and then just fits on both sides of the window, and you can do your caulking from that. It makes it pretty easy. It's a good money maker. And I use silicone around the windows. It works really well. Clear silicone. If you're not going to do any painting around it, silicone will work. If you are going to paint, the silicones might not work so well. So, and I do junk removal, which I've shown you in some of my other videos. There's several ways to make money in junk removal, and put that in with your list of things you do, and just diversify yourself. And roof repairs. I do a lot of roof repairs. Maybe a vent got damaged and needs to be changed out, or a common one I do a lot is the boots that fit over the PVC exhaust pipe, like that comes up from your toilet up through the wall and through the roof. Those boots have to be replaced ever so often. They'll get dry and crack and they'll start leaking. Water will start running down around them, and a lot of people wait until the ceiling has a stain on it, and then they notice the leak, and then they start looking and find this has happened. So yeah, put this in your in with the other stuff you do, and put it out there in your advertising, because if you don't advertise it out, a lot of people won't know that you can do it. So and another thing I do is, a lot of homes around here have front doors that are stained and urethaned, and just about every year those doors will need another coat of urethane, especially if the sun's been shining on it. So urethaning wood doors and restaining is a big one. I've got customers on my list that I do this for them every fall. Around October, November is a perfect time. But I've got them on my calendar, and I'll call them up when time comes, and they'll have me come and do that. Another one is drywall repairs. You don't have to be a professional drywall finisher, but it helps to know a little bit about it. A lot of people will have maybe a hole in the wall from where a doorknob keeps popping it, and they don't have a guard up to keep the doorknob from going through the sheetrock. So if you advertise drywall repairs, you'll get all kinds of calls for maybe somebody's had a leak in their roof and made a stain on their ceiling, ruined the sheetrock, and you might have to replace a small piece and finish it out. But drywall repairs is a good one. And also painting. I've done a lot with painting. That is a real good money maker. It takes a little practice and skill, but if you've got enough experience at it and can do that type of thing, advertise painting. That is a good one. I used to do a lot of painting. So anyway, that's an idea of a few of the things that I do. Flex that money-making muscle. Get out there and do different things. Advertise different things. Don't be afraid to try it. All right, I'm out of here.